Your crush is walking toward you. Your brain suddenly forgets every interesting thing you've ever said. You want to sound confident, funny, and attractive, but you're also terrified of saying something awkward. Here's the good news. You don't need the perfect line. In fact, trying too hard to impress your crush can make the conversation feel less natural. What actually matters is creating a conversation they enjoy being part of. Here are 5 ways to do that. 1. Say something they can actually react to. Instead of opening with another predictable question, give them something with personality. Try, "I need your opinion on something, because I can't decide if this is a terrible idea or a brilliant one." Now you've created curiosity. They have something to respond to, and you've given the conversation somewhere to go. That's much easier than forcing yourself to come up with the perfect pickup line. And here's why it works. People enjoy conversations that give them something to participate in, not just something to answer. But don't stop there. 2. Ask about something they genuinely care about. You don't need 10 questions. You need one good one. Instead of, "What do you do for fun?" Try, "What's something you could talk about for an hour without getting bored?" Now you're not collecting facts. You're inviting them to show you a part of their personality. And pay attention to their answer. Because the next move is where many people get it wrong. 3. Don't immediately turn their answer into another question. If they tell you something interesting, don't just say, "Really? Why?" Then ask another question. Add something of your own. If they say they love traveling, you could say, "I knew it. You have the energy of someone who would randomly book a flight on a Tuesday." Maybe you're right. Maybe you're completely wrong. Either way, you've created something they can react to. That's the difference between an interview and a conversation. You're not collecting information, you're building a shared moment. And sometimes, the smallest moments create the strongest connection. 4. Give compliments that show you actually notice them. Generic compliments are easy to forget. "You're beautiful." "Nice outfit." "Your hair looks great." There's nothing wrong with them. But a specific observation can feel much more personal. Try something like, "You always make people feel comfortable when you talk to them." Or, "You have a really distinctive sense of humor." You're not simply saying they look good. You're telling them, "I've actually been paying attention." And that can feel far more meaningful. But here's the important part. Don't compliment everything. If every sentence contains a compliment, it stops feeling special. 5. Leave the conversation with a little energy still left. This might sound strange, but you don't need to keep talking until you've run out of things to say. If the conversation is going really well, sometimes it's better to end while it still feels natural. You might say, "Okay, I'm going to let you get back to your day, but that story definitely deserves a part 2. Now, you're not disappearing to create some fake mystery. You're simply ending on a positive moment. And that matters because people don't only remember what you said, they remember how the interaction felt. So if you want your crush to enjoy talking to you, stop worrying about finding the perfect thing to say. Be curious. Give them something to react to. Share a little of yourself. Notice something genuine about them. And most importantly, don't perform. Because attraction isn't created when someone thinks, "Wow, that person said the perfect line." It's created when they walk away thinking, "I actually enjoyed talking to them." And that's the feeling you want to create. Now I'm curious. What's harder for you when talking to your crush? Starting the conversation or keeping it going?